Hello! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read of this channel, my channel is James13 Wicca, so on YouTube that's what it should be. I think it's the same thing on Instagram, just to be fair. For this installment, I'm using for the Tarot Astro Matrix. There's the box, and I know that there's a website on here. It's on the back. astromatrix.org. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and the website's at the bottom. I believe it's hayhouse.com. hayhouse.com, yeah. And I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And I use a 14-sided dice to choose for the minor arcana, Ace through King, 14 being the King, I want to say. I'm going to say. And then a 4-sided dice to choose the element. Those came from, they were a gift, from mathartfun.com. So I think you can get all those different types of dice there. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Alright, I think we're set. Alright, so if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And now, on to your reading. Hello Pisces! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? Oh. So, there's success around you. There's definitely success around you. So let's go a little farther. Why are we doing this? Are you not seeing something? Is it like going right over your head? Like, there's something you want. It's like success is around you. It's there. It's like floating around you. It's like right here. You got the 6 of Wands. Success is floating around you. But you seem to be not looking at it or not paying attention to it. You're blocking yourself. Things seem to be good right now. You have a chance for success, but I feel like you're too afraid to rock the boat. It's kind of like, things are kind of good right now. You might have just pulled out of an area or pulled out of a situation to where things were a little bit more rough, or maybe things were not as comfortable and you got through that. And there's something you want, whatever the subject is, and it's there. There's something there. It's something that you wanted before, but at the moment, you're just not allowing yourself to move forward. You're not taking any action towards it. You're feeling like, I'm very comfortable. I don't want to shake things up. I just want to, like, it's kind of like I've been through a lot of rough seas, and right now it's just calm, and I'm just relaxing. I don't have to worry about anything. I can just be like, I can just exist here and just do what I have to do, but not worry. But by floating here and not doing anything, you're missing out on what you want. Okay, so how do you pull it forward is a good question. Because I keep seeing this like you're not even trying. Take it with a grain of salt. It's not like you haven't in the past, but for some reason I just feel like I'm in this lull, which is not bad if you don't want something to come forward. But I'm getting like I'm feeling secure. I'm just feeling comfortable, and I'm like I'm not shaking the tree over it. I'm not rocking the boat. And this one card came upside down too. These 2 cards came upside down. The lack of movement forward with that 2 of Wands, like no decisions being made and not really looking into the situation. You have a possibility here. It's something you do think about and you've thought about before, but I don't want to disrupt the harmony. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that you're going to miss out. Keep that in mind. It does mean, though, that, you know, you don't have to wait, but you seem to be waiting. Yeah, the High Priestess upside down and the Ace of Fire upside down. Something is not moving forward. I'm worried. You put thought into this, though. This is something you want. Why are you not moving forward? And I'll say this now because I will sooner or later anyway. I'm a Pisces, raised by 2 Pisces, blah, 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 blah. So, like, I'm trying to understand, like, when this has happened to me and it's been right there, why have I not moved forward? Usually burnout. That's what I'm thinking. Or it's either burnout or, like, for where I am on the planet, I'm in the northern hemisphere. We're coming out of winter. Theoretically, it just snowed. It's actually snowing right now. So theoretically, we're coming out of winter. And the reason I'm saying this is, like, you get to this point where you're very used to just staying chill and not doing anything in this category. So if this is romance, or this is moving ahead business-wise, or this is like getting yourself out there in a social sense, or starting a new project, whatever it may be, you're kind of like, well, you know, it was time to relax. It was time to not do that. It wasn't the best season for it, or for whatever reason, I needed to take a break, and I got very used to taking that break, and now it's hard to pull myself up out of that. It's time to move. It's got to shake it up. We got to shake it up. I got to move. So how do we do this? Because whatever it is, there's something right around you, and I really feel like you don't want to miss out on it. So how do we pull? How do we get out of this energy? How do we get where we want to go? Because it's not going to stay forever. It's not going to stay forever, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Start making slow movements forward. The world is here, positive, and the Ace of Pentacles is coming in a positive sense too. These both came straight up. Whatever it is, you do want it. I'm just telling you. Whatever it is, you got the Lover's card waiting in question. It's like off to the side, like there's something you could have. Does not have to be a romance thing. Could be learning a new job. Could be starting a new project. For some of you, maybe you're artistic and you want to start something. You want to create something. Maybe there's a group you want to join, or there's something you want to start learning. It's here. It's here now is what I'm getting. Start going towards it slowly, but like one of the things that could break you out of this pattern fairly easily is give yourself the 5 to 10 minute rule. Is what I call it, the 5 to 10 minute rule. So for the first week, starting today, you make a pact with yourself. At a certain time of day for at least 5 minutes, but no more than 10. That part's important too, because that way you don't get burned out. For at least 5 minutes, but no more than 10 minutes, I'm going to research this situation, or I'm gonna see what's going on. I'm gonna do some work towards it. So, for example, if you want to start a project, I'm gonna look into what type of tools or what type of implements I'm gonna need, what type of supplies I'm gonna need, where I'm gonna need to do it, stuff like that. If you're trying to meet somebody, you're going to take 5 to 10 minutes to let yourself brainstorm and write down some ideas. Write it down either physically or in your phone or whatever. Make a list, and you're going to make yourself do it for at least 5 minutes, but no more than 10. And you're going to do this for a week. And the next week, you're going to add 5 minutes to that. And you keep doing that every week, adding 5 minutes until you start feeling like, this is taking too long. So you might get up to at least 15 minutes, no more than 20, for example. And you're like, I could spend that much time and not feel like it's taking up my whole life. You just keep adding the energy in, adding it in, and doors will start opening for you. That might easily open this up for you. There's other ways to do it. So if you know of a way that's better for you that you've used it before, or if you have another idea that you want to do that. Do that. This is just if you're stuck and you're like, I don't know where to start. That's an idea to start. Because I'm getting when you start putting energy towards this situation, whatever it is, work, relationship, project, you start putting into it, it starts giving back to you. Even if it's you want to start a painting and you just want to do it. The more you start researching the supplies you're going to need, the time you can do it, putting all that effort into what type of subject you want to create, it just starts coming back. The energy just starts coming back towards you. Even if you're doing it all by yourself, it starts showing up. You start seeing things you start seeing sales on items and stuff like that, or you start seeing opportunities where I could put my easel up in that field and nobody would care, and I could even take pictures. Maybe I could take pictures so that way I don't have to stay out there. I could get the pictures and I could put them up here. it'll just start playing back towards you. It'll just be very easy, much easier than you think. The thing is to keep creating. Once you get this energy going, don't let it hit how to explain this. It's like you're going onto a highway. Don't get yourself up to 25 miles an hour and be like, oh, this is good enough. I'm comfortable here, because things keep whizzing past you. They're saying don't get to the part where you think, well, okay, I've gotten this far and I know how to do this much. Let me just kind of plateau here. Don't let yourself plateau. Ironically, you're going to get to a point where you're going to be like, I like this. For example, so I feel like if I use the romance thing as an example, it's just an example. It doesn't have to mean it's romance. But it's kind of like I get to the point where I start meeting people and I start talking to people, and there's a couple of people I like, but maybe it's just better I keep it as a friendship. Maybe I'll just leave it as a friendship. If you want a romance and you settle for a friendship, you're not getting the goal you want. Don't be happy with, like, I guess this is good enough. I guess this is good enough. Even though you get the Queen of Cups here, something might, if you have like these insecurities holding you back, don't let that hold you back. Keep going. Whatever it is you really want from this situation, force yourself to not settle. Because I feel like I've done this to myself. Kind of like, well, it's a friendship and it's good as a friendship. If I try to push it any farther, it might fail. I've had instances where I've pushed it forward and it has failed, but I've had other instances where I've pushed it forward and it hasn't, but I just stagnate. I get the same outcome. It's just when I don't push it forward, it lasts a lot longer, and it doesn't serve me. If it's gonna work, I'd say try. If it doesn't work, that way try something else. Keep pushing your boundaries. I don't know if I said that right, because I feel like it's like you're going to get the same outcome whether it's there or not. By pushing it forward, you kind of like cinch it up. You can move on to something else where you might have the success you're looking for it. But if you don't push it forward, you'll never know. Because even though I've done that, I've also pushed it forward and had the success I've been looking forward to, looking for. So it's like keep pushing your boundaries. Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is a part of success, whatever this is. Failure is a part of success. I feel like truly successful people understand that. You have to fail a number of times to actually get your true success. That might be once, that might be 1,000. But however many times you fail, you never get your actual success if you don't push the limit and actually try for it. So that's the advice for that part. If you keep pushing it, you'll learn when to move forward and when not to move forward. You'll also notice when people move forward towards you, the situation can go a lot farther. Don't settle for your halfway. Because there's whatever this is, you could end up settling halfway, and they're advising you to not do that. Doesn't mean you have to jump forward like a crazy person like I would, but find your way to keep pushing the envelope. Keep pushing the envelope. And by pushing the envelope, I mean some people take that envelope and they'll whip it right across the room. That's their version of pushing the envelope to see how far they can get it in one fell swoop. Other people push the envelope a little nudge at a time, a little nudge at a time, a little nudge at a time. You may be trying to get to across the room, but it may be more comfortable for you to just nudge it a little at a time, and nudge it a little at a time, and nudge it a little at a time. Whatever works for you. As long as you keep pushing the envelope, whatever the situation is, you will get there. You will have your success. The thing is, if you don't push yourself out of your comfort zone to start with, you're never going to have that chance. And even though by having an easier way to get yourself out of that comfort zone, even when you get out of that comfort zone, you still have to keep pushing your envelope to really get the success you want. Which, whether it be work or romance or a project, whatever that is, for you to get that level of success you actually want, so you're actually happy and satisfied, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. That's in this situation. So I feel like what they're saying, the first part of this is like you're stagnant. If this is hitting you, I feel like I'm a Pisces, so I feel like every now and then it's like it happens. It happens. You get used to what you're doing and you just stay, like everything's working. I'm in my routine. I'm just sticking with what I'm sticking with. I'm sticking with what I'm sticking with. And you just get stuck in that. You gotta start pulling yourself out of that routine. First part, pull yourself out of that routine. The next part is to not get to a plateau later. Like, okay, I pushed myself out far enough, but I'm still comfortable. I've gotten enough. It's kind of like I've gotten enough. You know what I mean? Don't settle for enough. Go for your goal. Keep pushing for the success you actually want, because you can have it. They're also warning whatever this situation is that they're saying is around you. When this reading hits you, and it hits at that moment, it's around you already. It's not going to disappear in 2 seconds. You probably have about a month, but you need to start today. You need to start today, because it's not going to last forever, and it will walk away. It will kind of disappear. Whatever this is, it will disappear, whatever that means. So the opportunity is there. It's probably going to hang around for about a month. As long as you start moving today and start moving towards it, you won't miss it. Just do that process and don't settle. Are we good? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.